This is Shay Veronica, and we know that no matter what kind of safeguards you put in place, a thief is going to find a loophole. This is known. But if you are dying, if you die, almost every country has a death record. They have mortality statistics. They have records of vital statistics. There are national registries for death records. So when someone dies, unless you are burying them in your yard, unless you're doing that, your government should know that you have died. If you are dead and you were receiving some sort of pension, some sort of security payment, your government should know. Death from the hospital, when you reach the undertaker, when certain things are recorded, it should be tied in. It should be tied in to the system that pays money to people, the system that counts deaths, the system that wants to know how many people are alive and how many people die within a given year. It should be all tied in. So when you're hearing in Barbados that 34 dead people were getting pensions, and then you talk to someone, from the government, they're going to have a typical response. They're going to say, listen to this, they're going to say that someone may have died and they were not informed of the death. Okay? They're going to say that. They're going to say that the National Insurance Scheme and NIS in Barbados was not informed about the death of an individual. That's a typical response, but it should not be a response. It's meant to satiate someone who's dumb, who's stupid, who doesn't know what day it is. That is not a viable response. Like I say, unless you're burying your dead, when someone dies, you're just going to dig a hole in your backyard and put them in there. All these agencies should be informed. And I mean, when I say informed, it is without error. There should not be an error in informing a particular agency of the death, especially if that dead person was old and receiving some sort of pension. Obviously, for sure, the government should know. Even people who leave America and go to Barbados or go back to Jamaica or go back to their country of birth, if they're receiving a pension, when they die, the first thing that should be done and the first people who should be informed are the people who are paying them a pension. A person who's sending them a check every month. Those are the people who are foremost and upfront, and those are the frontal people, the people who will be informed. So when you're hearing that 34 people in Barbados were getting pensions and they were dead, it's an inside job. It's an inside job. Check the people who work for the government, the people that you pay. Remember now, you're the bosses. The people that you pay, check their accounts. They have created fake accounts, and they are funneling that money that should have gone to that dead person that they know is dead. They have that money. The people who you pay to work for you and on your behalf, the people that you trust to do these things, and the people that you trust to be honest, should be getting every now and again, you should be giving them lie detector tests. These things should be happening with people who work for the government. They should be getting they should go and sit on the machine and do those tests and pass them to be able to keep their jobs. But those are the people, first and foremost, the people who are working in these particular departments. They're the ones who stole that money. Those 34 dead, the 34 dead people that are receiving pensions, they're going into the accounts of people who work for the NIS, National Insurance Scheme. It is a scheme, after all. It is a scheme. They tell you what it is. It's a scheme. Like how your fraud squad tells you it's a fraud squad. It's not an anti-fraud squad. Not that, it's a fraud squad. So they tell you what they are. Straight out the gate, they tell you what they are. So whoever is working at the NIS, they're the ones who are stealing that, those 34 pensioners that are supposed to be dead but are still getting that money. It's right there. And not only that, if the newspaper is saying 34 people, it's probably like, just multiply that by 10. Just multiply it by, it's always worse than they tell you it is. You are bleeding money. You're poor, struggling. Everyone is hurting. Well, most people are hurting, but you're still bleeding money because there's always going to be someone who is going to find a loophole. No matter what kind of system you have, they're going to find a way to circumvent that system, and they're going to steal your money. It's just how it is. Sherry Veronica.